I honestly do not know any parts of a Formula One car. Like, just filming this video kind of blew my mind, not in a good way.
Rear wing, tires, wheels, engine, gearbox, steering wheel.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. With you, your server, Hahahaha No, on another episode of A Girl Talks Formula One. So today we are back with the series of basic Formula One knowledge. I had always refused to learn the parts of a Formula One car and what each one works for what. But I thought with this series, it was just a matter of time that I had to talk about it. So today we are going to be talking about the parts of a Formula One car for dummies. Just kidding. Well, for me. Okay, let's start with what could be known as like the most technological and new parts. I don't know. But we have the front wing. This is one of the most important parts of a car since it is the first one to come in contact with the airflow. This actually improves the performance of a car since its elements create a vortex that allow air to pass more easily. And this helps other parts of the car work better. Now we spoke about the front wing, but we also have a rear wing. What? Yes, we do. We have two wings. I mean, I thought there was only one, to be honest. But now I know there's two. So don't judge, because I'm learning with you guys while I am filming this video, honestly. So the rear wing includes the famous DRS. What does DRS mean, you might be asking? DRS is a drag reduction system. This allows parts of the rear wing to open straight. This allows for the air to pass by also. So once it opens, it creates a larger slot gap. And this reduces the frontal area of the car, which actually boosts the speed. So when the driver lifts off the accelerator, the DRS closes and the car gets her downforce back. So when the driver lifts off the accelerator, the DRS closes and the driver gets her downforce back. The DRS is actually used for overtaking. It's very good for that. Okay, this is a new one that I didn't even know existed. These are the side pods. This is kind of like the little house of the radiators and the manifolds. So the radiators actually work for the following. This is what actually helps the unit cool down. Because if it gets too overheated, then the car loses power, and then this can eventually lead for it to stop. So what the radiator basically does is that it minimizes all that unwanted hot air. Up next, we have the diffuser. This is actually the opening of the rear at the floor of a car. This one actually generates the most downforce from the underside of a car. And it also allows to create less pressure underneath the floor. So from all of these new parts, the suspension was probably the easiest one for me. This is just the link between the car and the wheels. But as small as it looks, it actually has a big purpose. Thanks to this, the car can be set up in different ways thanks to the customization of the suspension. Interesting, huh? Okay, so a little bit of basic knowledge for the basic knowledge video. Here we have the basic parts of a Formula One car. Formula One cars nowadays are made up of carbon fiber and ultra lightweight components. But the following parts are basic in every single car. The infamous chassis made extremely famous by Daniel Ricciardo. So this is basically the structure of the chair of the car. Following up by the engine, duh. This is what gives the power to the car. If there's no engine, the car basically cannot move or do anything. Followed up by the gearbox, which is relatively new, but not as new as the parts we mentioned at the beginning. This propels a drive shaft and it directs the power to the wheels. Speaking of wheels, we have the tire next. This one allows the car to move. Duh. And we have three types of tires. We have the soft, the medium, and the hard. So for a wheel, the balance between strength and weight is essential, especially nowadays for the Formula One cars since they go up at super high speed. Now we have the steering wheel. This actually allows the driver to drive, choose a location, and it does so much more things than we actually think. You can change the gear with this, you can change the brake pressure, you can call the radio, you can fuel adjustment. I mean, there's a numerous amount of things that you can actually do with the steering wheel. Who would have thought that one steering wheel would have these many functions? I mean, we have our steering wheel from a normal car and all you can do is like honk and like change the location maybe. And like 2 or 3 more things. So then we have the radio, which was also introduced relatively not so long ago. This allows the team and the driver to communicate. And then we have the brakes. These are essential for a Formula One car. Formula One cars actually use disc brakes. And what this one does is it allows for the car to stop, but it also helps the car to slow down. And then we have the halo. A lot of people got very controversial when the halo first got introduced, since they thought it didn't look very pretty on the Formula One car, but this one has actually saved lives. One of the people that agrees is Jules Bianchi's mom, especially when it came to the Romain Grosjean accident. The halo is a protective piece of equipment located above the driver's head in the cockpit. And then my favorite, we have the helmet. This one is used to protect the driver's face and head for fire safety. Also, a little fun fact about this one tends to get changed quite a lot. Drivers just love designing their helmets, and they gave us a whole spectacle and runway of helmets in 2020. Now this season, I don't think they have changed it so much as last season, but they have still had some pretty interesting designs. And last but not least, we have the racing suit, also known as a fire suit. Thus, because it has fire retardant properties. So not only does it make the drivers look good, but it protects them. So you guys, I am sure I am missing like 80 million Formula One parts of a car, but I wanted to present to you the most basic ones and the newest ones. Which part of a Formula One car do you think I missed, or would you love to have seen in this video? Don't forget to comment down below, and don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe to my channel, and see you again next week on another episode of A Girl Talks Formula One.